Call this meeting to order. My name is Robert Barnes. I am the chair of the License and Permits Committee. I would like to call this meeting to order. I'm going to introduction for my board members.
Hoje de Jesus, Community Board 1 board member.
Patricia Simpson, Community Board 1 member.
Diana Leonard, Community Associate with the Bronx Community Board 1.
Colleen Courtney.
Brown.
Oh, from 40 Bruckner, representative of the Bronx Tenants Empowered and Mobilized.
Alexa Gonzalez, in the same organization.
Introduce yourself.
Frequency Diane, Locono, I'm a counselor, I'm a representation center, located in Copenhagen.
Okay. Saliba, Patrick Saliba, I'm a past assistant at Reposition Center. Okay, thank you. Introduce yourself.
Kenneth Holly, community member.
Okay, thank you.
Anthony Jordan, District Manager to the Chair. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman. Today, as you can see, we have a full agenda for a presentation from a local tenants association looking for special consideration for mayor's office street activity permits, SAPO approval for activity to be held within the boundaries of the Community Boards District. And it's for the record, Mr. Chairman, we had also multiple liquor licenses for the review of the committee, but because they did not submit the paperwork in time, they were not added to the agenda. So the staff makes a recommendation for the committee to review for denial or reconsider after we return back. And also we have for the committee's approval, in addition to the committee, Ms. Patricia Simpson, who is transferring from the Committee on Education, Youth, and Young Adults, and wants to become a member of our License and Permits Committee for the committee's approval. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, please be reminded that our meeting is being transmitted live, so if you speak for the first time, please make sure you say your first and last name and affiliation for the record. In addition, we will be recorded live on Bronx Community Board 1's YouTube page. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we get this. Well, is there any old business?
None, Chair.
Okay, and new business?
The only new business, Mr. Chairman, is the visitors for today.
Okay, you may start your presentation.
Good evening, and thank you for having us. My name is Colleen Courtney, and I represent Bronx Tenants Empowered and Mobilized. And this is one of our co-founders, Alexa. So the reason that we're coming here today is that we would like to have a permit for one of our activities, which is the Back to School Block Bash, slated to occur Sunday, August the 10th. Just a little bit about us and how we formed. We are a group of tenants from 40 Bruckner Boulevard, as well as some tenants that live in Lincoln Bankside. And we formed a tenants association to address issues that were happening in our building separately. We came together to form a larger group so that we can be more impactful in our community. I personally am a resident of the community from 2001 to about 2018. I moved and I came back home. And so now that I have a lot more time on my hands, one of the things that I want to do is improve our community. Alexa is also a former resident of the area. Alexa, do you want to explain how long?
Yes.
I lived in this area for over 25 years, left for 7 years, and like Courtney, came back home. So here we are.
So right now we're small, we're a group of 5 people, and 3 of us are past residents that came back home. We're in the process of adding 4 more buildings to our group. And so what we want to form is just a larger coalition of tenants association in our area to improve the community and make an impact. At our event, one of the things that we've already verified is that we have sponsored through Citco. They sponsored what is called Best the Book Bus, and they're going to attend our event and give away free books to the public, as well as have readings. One of the things that we decided that we really wanted to push during this activity is literacy. As we know, literacy means the ability to read and write. But for us, we know that literacy means more than that. Because in the beginning, you learn to read, but towards the end, you read to learn. And so your future is impacted by that. The future of your children is impacted by that. The future of the community is impacted by that. And so we wanted to support not only literacy in learning to read and write, but also education on a whole. So we were looking at
If I could just say,
yes.
Best the Book Bus travels all across the United States. This will be their first time in August coming to the Bronx. So they're just as excited as we are for them to come to the Bronx.
So we've also contacted with Mount Haven Library, and we hope that they will also push some of their showcase of their guitar lessons, as well as they have teen music production certification. So we're hoping that some of the kids that over the summer have been producing music will showcase what they've done. But they as well will be giving book giveaways and having readings at our event. We've also had contact with an organization that will come and give demonstrations for skating boards, as well as give the kids free skating boards and provide information about safety. So this is one of the things that we kind of threw on the literacy, right? Just this having this knowledge of safety. These are the other activities that we are working on securing for the event. We wanted to then build everyone's education about financial literacy, and that's for both kids and adults. So for kids, we're talking about opening up bank accounts, we're talking about learning about credit, learning about the value of compound savings, and we're in the talks of working with financial institutions to help the kids open an account and hopefully fund it with $50 to begin that process of their financial learning. It also entails meeting with adults in workshops and talk about financial planning, investing, about retirement planning. We'll have the STEM exploration. That is something that has already been locked, where we're going to have hands-on science activities for the kids to kind of just jump back into school. One of the things that the Bronx has had comparative to the city is low results for their region's science, right, the science assessment. And so one of the things that we want to do is kind of bring the fun in science for them to see that it's more than just the things that's a book in front of you, that what they're learning in the books is actually hands-on experiments that talk about the theories and the principles. One exciting thing that we just learned today, we have a company called Humanity, where they do social emotional learning through art. And they have signed on to be a part of our event. So they will be covering both the art part as well as the wellness, and they will have classes not only for the kids, but for the adults. So we're talking about learning how to navigate difficult relationships, not only with family members, at work, just overall, how to express yourself in a more positive way. We're gonna invite small business owners in the area to come and speak with the people there about how to go about launching your business and how they did it, the obstacles that they've gotten into, the things that work. And it's just to bring some of the ideas that people might have to life, to introduce people to each other so they can have discussions, kind of support and build the community. One of the things that we are also pushing for is to kind of meet with other nonprofit organizations so that they can come to the community and share the resources that they have. For example, as you know, there are things like Bronx Word, SOBRO, that have supports for the community that people might be unaware of. We're gonna seek support from businesses in the area. They benefit from our dollars of our community, and so we're gonna ask them to give back to develop that community, which will in turn benefit them as well. Are there any questions?
Say things. Kenneth, from the board, Ben.
Okay, Audrey De Jesus. So you're building 40 Brooklyn Boulevard. Is that next to the same side where all the bars are?
No, it's the opposite side.
Is that the new building that they just developed?
Yes, it's one of the new buildings, yes.
Okay. So right now you say you only have 5 people on your board?
We've just started, but yes, we only have 5 individuals that's moving this along.
So you're anticipating everybody from that same building or for a few of the buildings in Bruckner Boulevard?
So currently, it's 5 people, but it's actually 2 different buildings. So
Right.
one is 40 Bruckner, and then the other building is
Lincoln Bankside.
Lincoln Bankside.
Right. Okay.
And we are also talking to Maven, I believe, and yes, and other buildings in the neighborhood to kind of join in.
Have you reached out to any of the business owners in the bars area? Because they do a lot of this in that community.
No, we're in the process of doing that now. We've reached
Michael
out.
Gray is the one you have to really reach out to.
Thank you. We'll definitely do
Well, I have one question. So I don't know if you're aware, but DOT is doing a big construction there in that area. Wrong, right? Because you're gonna be like right by the Dream School. It's across the street, right?
Correct.
So they're doing a big construction there. How would that impact you guys doing this event?
Right.
We actually just
And
found
they-
out about that
yeah.
construction.
And it's starting now, actually.
We're actually found out about that today, and we have to figure out what their timeline is.
Well,
Right.
I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
have the flyer of the dates, everything that's going on with construction. They could pass that information on to you. May I,
But-
can I pass that to them?
Well,
Okay.
the construction is starting as of
Yeah.
now. right?
Now.
Yeah,
Nah.
structure.
I just
So,
got-
and what's the end date of that? It's like,
It's scheduled to very close to before September if the school starts.
Yeah.
alright, so, I just wanna know, how would that impact you guys, with your event and, because it's outdoors, right? It's like,
Correct.
Yes. Well, we've actually discussed that, and we have pivoted to moving the venue from the eastbound side in front of Dream to right in front of our building, on the south side of the street. Yes.
It's a Sunday, so you're really not interfering with the construction because they don't do construction on Sundays. So
But
that's
it's
something
the
to think
streetscape,
about.
but it's the
Oh,
streetscape.
yeah,
is
that's
set
right,
up, Right.
Yeah,
it's the,
I'm sorry.
it's the,
Yeah, because they starting from 1:30, 1:40.
From the school, no, at the end of Bruckner, or not the end, but the
They
middle of
starting
Bruckner.
that and going towards the school.
Right.
Exactly,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
school,
yeah,
school,
yeah.
school.
Yeah,
That's right.
it might, yeah, so. And this is my last question, sir.
that's also good, yeah.
And the venue that you wanna do, so you wanna close off, you're asking for a letter to close off the permit, right? So if you're looking at the Dream, because you have enough space there and under the bridge that you could utilize where the charter school is, because we used to do a lot of events under it.
Okay.
Because remember, across the street, you have the cannabis on the corner, but you also have that plenty of space right underneath there. They could give you the no parking permits there. the 4 precinct is very good at that, and they'll support you because what you're doing is a positive thing for the community.
Sorry, Chair.
A question for you, what's the boundaries that they're looking for the permits? Do we have the boundaries that they're looking for, what?
So we're looking at Bruckner between Lincoln Avenue and Alexander Avenue on the eastbound side of the street.
So that's on the Dream side
Yes.
with Sobro's Garden, and then, so you have a lot of space because those businesses across the street, they close.
Yes.
So, because you have the moving company and everything, and then you have the garden thing and the office, so those are closed on Sundays, so I pass by the other time. And you have better chance of getting, the space opened up with the consideration of construction when they come and you have to take a walk through and get the exact timeline of what they're doing in that area when we give you the permits. I mean,
So, thank you, that's a good question, Chair. If I may answer that, so the way SAPO permits work, when I came to this manager here, I wanted to take the authority of street closing district out of my office and make it a board responsibility because it does two things. It makes it transparent and opens it up for the community board, for you guys to make the decisions so that you know what's happening in your district. So when you walk in the district, you're like, what's happening here? You're like, oh, we know that issue came before the board. And so it used to be part of the work of Freddie was economic development and I used to housing. And then when we broke up this committee, it is the work now of this committee. And as the chair talked about, there's a lot of events happening in the summer. So it's likely this committee will be meeting during the summer to approve permits. And each activity, there are several of the street festivals, block parties, one side.
so it's a process.
A couple different events.
There's a lot.
And each event has 60 days, 90 days, it all varies on different timelines that the mayor's office recommends. On the permit application, once this committee approves it, on the community board and it's approved by the full board, there also are other agencies that have been impacted, have to give an opinion also. NYPD, sanitation, buildings, health department, etc., depending on what type of events they are having.
And
And
DOT?
And DOT, right, all of them have to apply, but the community board is the facilitating agency that has to say, we could dedicate these city services for the event. This being, this tennis association is part of multiple tennis associations that when I became a DM, I passionately went to work with them because they had a numerous of issues that they were working on as leaders in their own right, in their buildings that we were working on different other issues, and this is something that has already happened similarly with other tennis associations in that area. Lincoln, Bankside has done some, everything else, and so they have been expanding on the work that they're passionate about, literacy, family literacy, financial literacy, and literature. Literacy. Well, no, that's not right. This literacy. Sorry, I'm making up my own language. It's towards the end of the day, I'm making it up. So, but it's book literacy. So the important part of this is to make sure our young people have something that they are falling in love with, because and my understanding of this conversation that we have had very passionately with this group is that young people are not as passionate enough about imagination and literacy and education in the summertime as much as possible. And while we find ourselves in this district, unfortunately, in lack of youth services and activities for young people to get involved in, and we have a high proportionately of other unfortunate opportunities for young people to get involved with in the criminal justice system, community-based violence, etc. This is an excellent opportunity to have young people feel more engaged. And what I like, and one of the first questions that they answered very openly, Mr. Chairman and ladies and gentlemen, is that this is not just open to the residents who live in their building, it is open to the district, to the community. Because you might have talked to Courtney and Alexis, they are in love with this community. They, like I said, even though they moved to a different part of the community, they are passionate about what's happening in that community and that we protect the fabric of that community and engaging young people. And so this is why they wanted to come and talk about this so that on the record, they know about all the great things that they're working to do and be engaged, and that they understand they live in a and a district full of 200,000 other constituents. This tenant association has also, this one add, if I may, has been very engaged, and the community board work. They have attended community board meetings, they have attended district service cabinet meetings. They have been not light on the homework for this community board, when they for something they want us to work on that is important for the whole district, public safety, sanitation, all other things. And even though they're on the Brooklyn side of our district, they have many of the same complaints with their landlords that most of the other tenants have in that district. So they want to also fight for equity and equality, and to ensure that landlords are held accountable to making sure that they are responsible at the building. So with all that being said, yes, they found out about the Department of Transportation pending work in reimagining the Buckner Boulevard in front of the Dream all the way down to the International High School, and they are ready with Plan B and C to pivot to other parts of that same area to be able to still hold this event. If you know, Bruckner House is right there smack in the corner by Alexander, but it's so it can pivot from the Bruckner side to the almost the other side, which is the side front of the building, which it could be 134 exactly. That can be, or other ways that they could be able to still be able to definitely be engaged and be even closer to the other neighbors who are working with them on this. So, yeah, I hope I answered your question. So yes, DOT will opine on the ability for them to get a permit, but they want to come to us first to say that we have the best on the board, so that they have opportunity to pivot to BOC if they have to. Did I do it right? What you told me to say? Okay.
Well done. Well, I just want to definitely welcome you guys back into the community, and thank you for bringing this project to the community. You got a whole list of great activities, and if for it to be helpful, trying to implement and get some of these activities and people to come out, please,
Thank you.
call out district manager, because he's already on top of it.
Thank
All right? Any more questions, or do you, Pat, any questions?
So,
No, I'm listening.
Okay.
so I welcome you back also, and you're gonna be a great neighbor because you have a lot of good ideas for the community. Don't be discouraged with this construction and everything. This is gonna work. We're gonna make it work for you. And bear in mind, did you take a walk through of under the bridge and that block going from Lincoln to 134th Street? When you have a chance, walk around where the bridge is, because you're at this corner, then you just walk to the Dream, and right behind the Dream, there's a little, how do they call those? Like a little groove, like a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And that's the ample space that you could use, because we used to do block parties there with Bruckner Grill, and we would close off the street and have all that available for us. And if you're gonna have this beautiful bus that's gonna be there, and it could be right there, I would visualize it right there in front of the Dream School, and because it's yellow, it's yellow, and
Great volunteer there.
yeah.
Thank you guys again.
Thank you.
There's no more questions. Thank you.
I have a couple of chairs. So
Yes.
how many young people do you hope to engage for that day?
Actually, we are shooting for giving away 300 school bags with supplies. We would like to do more, but that is our number, and hopefully we can go beyond that.
What are the hours that you with this full space that you want from setup to start to break down and end?
So we're looking between 8 and 5, including setup and cleanup.
8 to 5 p.m. And then half of the street is you're only in a two-way street area. You're looking to close one street lane,
The east.
and 134th is also two ways. So we're looking to close.
Well, we're thinking of Alexander instead, which, no, Alexander, right? So our building's at the corner of Alexander and Bruckner.
Mhm.
And we were looking at Bruckner between our building and Bankside. So instead of having it here, we would switch it over to in front of our building, Alexander. There is
Okay.
the part, I don't know what do you call it, like a,
The underpass with the.
no, the it's like where Fresh Direct Con
Yes.
Oh, that
Yes,
side.
the yard,
Oh,
yes.
oh.
So
Okay, yeah.
that's another option as well.
Right. And so
Yeah,
one of the
133rd.
right, and one of the things that And so, are you having vendors out there besides like vendors that are selling products at all?
No,
Or
we're not
do you get-
selling, no, we're not selling anything at all. They can come and talk about, running a small businesses, getting loans from the Small Business Administration or something like that, but we're not selling anything.
You
This is
provide-
strictly just to, just having fun, just having fun. So everything there has to be free.
Yes.
So this is for all neighboring
Yes, this is for everyone.
areas?
This is for everyone.
Yes.
We're going to invite, oh goodness, I believe it's PS5, which is right down the block. I'm so sorry, just give me one moment. PS 154, there's Dream, there's Burla College Prep Charter as well. So this is right that's the schools that's right in the block where we are. So we're inviting, the principals to have those families come, pick up a free school bag, have fun as, the last hurrah for summer.
And if you can connect us with any, NYCHA Tennis Association, that'd be
Yes.
great.
Definitely.
Yes.
So are you gonna have music,
Yes.
live, DJ?
We want to have a DJ, yes, but we actually also want to reach out to some of the schools and see if their bands, if the kids' bands can
That's
come
live
and
music.
perform.
Cool.
Um,
Bands,
yeah.
right?
What are, I'm sorry, Ms. Gans.
I can approach some of the schools. I'm the TA president for Patterson Houses.
Okay.
So the schools in my area, I can go there and I can ask them about the bands, anything like that.
Yes,
Oh, that's
definitely,
great.
yes.
And you could also drop off flyers once this is finalized and we give you the
Or you
okay.
email it to
Take them
Anthony,
to the schools.
email it to Anthony,
Okay,
and Anthony will distribute it to me.
okay, that's great.
Thank you very much.
Because I know you're closed during the summer, so I was like, well, how are we gonna get the
Well,
flyers?
no, the office is
No.
open. I'm
Oh,
I'm working.
Yeah,
Oh, the office is still.
Some of us are passionate to be here in the summertime.
Okay.
yeah, we'll be here.
Yeah.
So.
Our team was the MD here.
Okay.
Not gonna work.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you
A
so much.
question I wanted to ask, another question I wanted to ask, you took, what are some outreach efforts you have? Because I know you said we wanted to definitely make sure the area, of course, our young people who live in the area, because you have multiple towers in the area, there are people who are there, and they are going to be participating in making sure to make sure those kids also benefit and at the same time try to benefit other neighborhoods. And are you allowed cabling for the event?
Yes, so we're hoping that CB1 will have a table as well as other, other council members would come. It's a way to meet the community here about, so the community can speak to them about the issues going on, so they can share resources and other supports that they might not be aware of.
And a representative from the Board of Education. Is there gonna be an age limit with these book bags? How are you gonna distribute it? Or a ticket? You're just gonna get on the line? How are you gonna do that?
We're gonna do it by ticket, so we're gonna have several times before that. I would think maybe a month before.
Mhm.
We're gonna have it on the weekends during the week where people can come and pick up tickets.
Beautiful.
Um,
Age limit?
I personally would think from pre-K to high school,
Okay.
to 12th grade.
Perfect.
My family day is August 30th. So y'all can come to my family day, set up a table and introduce yourselves.
Yes,
And
definitely.
some of your resources so the people can see, and other presidents, TA presidents from neighboring developments can come out and see what you're all about.
Thank you.
That would be
That's
wonderful.
Tennis Association.
And maybe,
She knows about tennis association.
maybe Patterson's Tenant Association would be willing to join.
Yeah, you can exchange the information.
Okay,
You can
wonderful.
exchange the information.
Yes.
I also have some school supplies that I can donate.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
But you have to come and pick them up.
We will be there.
Good, I believe in fact, then you exchange information. with
Yeah,
them
we put
and
together.
then-
Mr. Jordan can attest that we are very persistent, and we will be
That's
there.
good.
We outside, y'all. All right. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, that's it, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate
Thank you so much.
So voting will happen, we do voting outside of the the rest of the, as a tradition of the presenter, you're welcome to stay until you're excused, and then the committee will vote on the moving forward. This has to, whatever the motion of the board, of this committee goes to the full board at the last meeting of the year, which is the last day of this month at Lake Canasta. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, also, for your consideration, and the committee's consideration, when you said any new business, a representative from HGM Temple, their pastor who wants to discuss our outreach event that's happening on Saturday, August 16th from 12 to 4 p.m. With your permission, to be amended to the agenda, Chair.
Yeah.
From 12 to what?
From 12 to 4. So, I'm gonna call the pastors from HGM Temple Church. So, present. Introduce yourself for the record.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Diane Lokonon, and I'm a pastor of our Holy Ghost Temple Missionary, right here on 535 Cortland Avenue. And this is also one of our pastors, Pastor Isa, from the same church. So this is our first event really to the community. We have been here like about 10 years, but we decided this year to want to reach out to our community, want to know our community better. Of course, to the preaching of the gospel, but also through, to good deeds. And what we have in mind to do on that day is to give out book bags, but not as much as you guys, because it's our first event. So we're planning to give about between 50 to 100 book bags, to our community, to the children. We want to have like a face painting. It's going to be music or worship songs. We're going to have a preaching aloud of the gospel at first. We're going to have a prayer tent for the community, anyone who would like prayer, because we know there's a very tough season, a tough time that we are in, and a lot of people are going to so many things. So we want to reach out to them with the message of the gospel. And we know that this is where the hope lies. And so we're going to have, of course, some pantry, also bags as well, to give out to our community. And so that's what we want. So when I put the permit inside, the event coordinator from SAPO, she gave us this address. She said it's good if you reach out to the community board. So I end up calling. I can't remember the name of the person that I spoke to, and he gave me the date today to come. So I said, all right, so I'm gonna come here and share what we have in our hearts, with you.
So are you looking to close the streets or?
Yes, we want to close the street between 148 and 149 on Cortland Avenue. That's what we want, because we know that there's a bus that goes through here.
41 bus.
A bus runs through that intersection.
Yes.
I'm back. Okay, sir.
Yeah, so they looking to close 148 and 149. It's a bus runs through that intersection.
Is that a one?
I'm not sure of the permit because it's the first time, and it's the first time I'm hearing of it. So, what is it? 41 bus?
That's the 41 bus.
bus. So you want to reroute the bus. So because of the timetable, we have to look and see whether or not that timetable will allow for the bus to be routed, because that's not only closing one side. It's a two-way street. It's going to close one side.
Is it two-way? Is it one-way?
No, it's one way.
It's one-way.
It's one-way
Yes,
street.
one-way.
And the bus turns there. We have to
Yeah.
see whether the MTA has to approve. There's enough time to see if the bus can be rerouted.
149 from Cortland.
Is that the last stop for the beginning stop for the 41 bus
Yes.
before it comes on
They turn and
49th
then come
Street?
back up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that stops, by, what's that chicken spot? Popeyes. Popeyes, the one that
Yes,
comes
yes,
down
it's that one.
Popeyes. That's the one with.
That's the one, yeah, it goes
So
around.
there's a bus.
One way.
Yeah, it
It
turns,
turns,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
it goes back
from
up.
49th Street.
Then on
So there's no
Cortland,
way to detour, right? There's a way to detour. So we have to evaluate, not only is us, we have to also evaluate if you close the street, whether or not there's an ability for it to be detoured. The bus cannot detour, there's a, then it's,
And what's the time of the event? What's
It's
12 p.m.
to
to 4 p.m.
From
And then
four,
you
oh,
can go up to the next corner, which is Third and.
on a Saturday.
Come down.
so we have to meet separately, I don't know if you're available between 9 and 5, we have to meet separately to discuss, so for the community's consideration about looking at the street map to see how the buses can be routed. If it is a narrow street, it's not likely, because if the narrow street has parking,
Right.
for the buses to move up and down. So there's a lot of different particulars, and so the committee will have to review before it opines on your request about how to route a bus on a narrow one-way street. If it was a two-way, it's likely, is it wide?
Yeah, it's wide.
It's the same street that the number 2 bus comes down,
Yeah.
that comes down, Golden Cross,
Mhm.
that block.
And it
right
makes
there.
a turn.
But is it a two-way street?
No, that's
No,
a
it's
different
one.
street.
It's
One
a
way, but
one-way
it's,
street.
even though it may be wide, it is parking on both
I
sides.
don't know, they
It's hard.
they
don't
have,
park
they
on
don't
that
park
side.
there, it's no standing.
So we have to look and see how the bus
Right,
turns.
because that area is congested over there in that.
Yeah,
I don't know how it is over there.
Yeah,
Because buses can't back up and back and forth.
but he says we have to,
We have to look at it. So we'll review that for your consideration. And because not only is it about the street closures, but it's about also rerouting MTA transit. And that is a special level consideration, and that bus, because not only do you have to make sure the bus has a hard time to turn,
Mhm.
an emergency, if it cannot, if because the bus is hard to turn, if emergency vehicles cannot get through because a bus is likely blocking or something else is causing, we have to just minimize those issues. So we should circle back on as soon as possible. We're here at 9 to 5, reach out to Diana on our team to make an appointment to come in
Okay.
during business hours so we can communicate with MTA about the probability of that happening.
cause I know the.
And then the committee will hear my recommendations and then make their recommendations to the full board.
Is your church in the same vicinity as where you holding this event?
Yeah, the church is just in the.
on Cortland,
On Cortland.
535.
535. It's just facing Golden
Yeah.
Cross.
So between the
I know exactly
149,
where the church is.
149 and 148.
Exactly, I see with the roller coasters make it.
Mhm. It's right across the street from the Golden Cross.
How long has your church been there?
It's more, actually, it was there since 2010, so it's 15 years now.
Oh,
And how large is your congregation?
The congregation like 100 people.
Oh, okay.
And the group, the community you're looking to serve with this event, you're looking to serve the general public or residents, like who you looking to outreach to?
The general public.
General public is open to this.
so people
So what-
in that area.
Let's talk about from setup, start to breakdown, end. What are those
Yes.
times?
So the setup time will be, we're looking at to come here like around 9 a.m. Set up earlier as we can because the event start at 12. We have to set up tents, so we don't want it to like big. It's the first time we want to try it first, like 5 tents and see how the response of the community will be.
Sure.
And then by 4 p.m., everything's supposed to say like music, everything's 10. So we begin to wrap up by 4 and say by 5 p.m. we should have ended.
So you know, between 4 to 5 hours for
Yes.
the closure of the street and rerouting
And we'll
of
go
MRTs in
Yes.
transit.
I'm
Right, right.
Okay, yeah.
Or 95, right, okay.
Cool.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your consideration. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, we would like support if you can support us with anything, we
Yes.
don't mind.
Sure, we reach out, when you reach out to our office, we schedule a meeting, we'll talk about other possible resources where there are people who can be in some organizations and enable for tabling and other support to make
Okay.
sure the success of your business, of your event.
Alright.
and thank you for all your prayers for our community.
Yes,
And
yes.
for recent years, I'm sure you've seen a lot that's happening in our community.
Yes,
and
yes.
we needed that.
We definitely need this, yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
No one else shared, but I wanted to, if I may, Mr. Chairman, for the record. I wanted to speak about the businesses for the record so that the ones who did not appear. So it is Hamasa Tov Corporation, whose address is showing for a new application for liquor license 308 East 149th Street on the second floor. According to our team, this is a bar tavern with disco jockey and music, recorded music, video arcade and games, the security personnel on staff. The team reached out to by email to provide the application for the group to fill out for the record to be able to present. They have not been responsive at all.
The application process.
It's a new application. The application process has, we're in a 60 day, we're in the 30-day period.
Right, but they don't have the amount of support, so.
They do not have anything, they didn't have anything back with office at a set of requests for them as an application to come present, as part of the rules to the committee, to the board. So, for recommendation or approval under the staff. Also, Mr. Chairman, we have again, Los Mingos, Bar and Grill, which is a bar and grill that was on East 231 Brook Avenue, located in the district. This is for a renewal license, bar, tavern, jukebox, recorded music. This has security personnel. This is for the committee's understanding is that this is a business that has residential units above it that does not have any sound barriers between the bar, and restaurant and music, and upstairs. We have received several complaints historically about from the residents who have children who had a hard time with their children who have to be able to get ready for school and work next day, and the bar wanted to operate until 4:00 in the morning. And then after communicating with the board, at that time, we wanted to move it only to 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so there are ongoing issues that we have had. This NYPD wanted to remind you of that and the team of that issue. And so, and they have not responded to the board for asking for continue to respond to other documents and to present to the full board recommendation. So, as part of our process, it's up to the committee chairman, but if folks do not respond to staff's request to submit to the application period or to the period for the committee or to the full board, then the board makes the decisions on whether or not to opine on approval or disapproval, according to our internal policies. It's recommended that if they don't appear and don't make an attempt to actually reschedule, that the committee does not favorably consider the application for renewal or for approval. I would happy to answer any questions here.
So the last one that's having the issue with NYPD.
Ms. Mingos?
Yeah, so I know that, yeah, so as the board, we'll make an opinion of this when we do a vote.
Mr. Chair. And the other one with the
Well, this is the first one. The new applicant.
the new applicant who did not respond to emails or original requests. Our community coordinator is out on the office today, but he's willing to provide proof of email return receipts that they have not responded.
Let's follow up with them and,
Let's know of the concerns.
yes, of the concern.
And as the committee wants to make a consideration to meet at any time this month for the full board.
For the first one.
Yes.
For the new applicant.
Thank you, Chair. That's all. Oh, then, and also the chairperson of the committee has to pass a recommendation to add Patricia Simpson to your rank. Yeah, to your ranks. That's a transfer from education, young adult and youth to license and permits.
Okay, then we go now.
And you do that.
Yeah, well, can I get a motion to,
Oh, I already did Jesus put a motion for Patricia to be added onto our committee. I don't know your last name, I'm sorry.
I second that motion and it's approved.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, Pat, yes, Pat.
All right, and then we'll ask, we excuse our guests and then pass the rest of the motions for the regarding the
You good?
yeah.
One second, go.
I'll just speak real quick.
State your name. Cause we live.
Not a problem. It's an honor to be back here at Community Board One. My name is Ken Holly, product of Millbrook Projects. I haven't been at these meetings since like maybe around 2012. I live back in the community. It's good to kind of hear the activity that's happening. I'm a professional with a technology and management consulting firm. Went to PS43. I've served on the young adults professional committee with United Way of New York City, which has had the NYC Read initiative out of PS43 and a number of other schools in the community. I'm just here to support where there's an opportunity to. Thank you.
Welcome, thank you,
Welcome,
thank you.
welcome.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to vote now for the whether or not you want to support this for the South Bronx sensation? If you want to
We can do it on here.
do that because of the license. We do that now.
Okay, yeah, let's, you wanna make a motion to vote for, the back to school block bash?
Okay, I ordered that Jesus make a motion to support back to schools block bash.
I, Patricia Simpson, second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Motion, motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes our agenda for today, sir.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
Do I get a motion to adjourn?
I, Patricia Simpson, motion to adjourn.
ordered that Jesus second the motion to adjourn.
Committee is adjourned. Thank you, guys. Hey, yo, man. Welcome back, man. Come.
You gotta-
We need
You can do
new
that.
blood.